1490 WBCB, Coffee with Kahuna for this Friday afternoon. TGIF, everybody. We're going to be talking to TNA Impact Heavyweight Champion Kurt Angle in just a moment or so. Real excited about that. Want to thank a couple of sponsors for making this possible today. George's Cards and Collectibles. Now with two locations. Their original at 7755 New Falls Road, Levittown, and their brand new location, George's Cards and Collectibles 2 in the Oxford Valley Mall on the first floor near the Disney Store. Appearing in person tomorrow, that's Saturday, October 15th from 3 to 5 p.m., former WWE superstar Carlito. That's right, in person tomorrow, Saturday afternoon, Carlito at the brand new George's Cards and Collectibles in the Oxford Valley Mall. Get an autograph and a photo for just $20 between 3 and 5. And oh yeah, Saturday, October 29th. I'm ready for this. 1 to 3 at George's Cards and Collectibles 2 in the Oxford Valley Mall. Former WWE Women's Champ Trish Stratus. George's Cards and Collectibles, the original location, 7755 New Falls Road, Levittown, and now George's Cards and Collectibles 2 in the Oxford Valley Mall, first floor near the Disney Store, and appearing in person tomorrow from 3 to 5 at the Oxford Valley Mall location, former WWE star Carlito. Want to thank Freshworks for some amazing food they provided here in our Coffee with Kahuna studios today. Freshworks is at 4257 New Falls Road at Route 413 behind the 7-Eleven. You want to give them a call? Here is the number, 215-945-5055, 215-945-5055 for Freshworks. Check out their new Dutchie sandwich. Beef, chicken, or pork served with roasted peppers, broccoli rabe, and sharp provolone. 50 wings, just $20.99 every Sunday and Monday and during every NFL game. So Eagles fans can drown their sorrows in 50 wings for just $20.99 at Freshworks of Levittown. 215-945-5055. Want to thank them for an amazing spread they put on for us here at Coffee with Kahuna today. All right, here's the moment we've been waiting for all week for this. The man. TNA Impact Heavyweight Champion, Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle joining us here on Coffee with Kahuna. How are you, Kurt?
Good. How you doing, man?
Doing fantastic. I'll tell you, I'm excited for a fun weekend of TNA events here in Philadelphia and the Super Bowl of wrestling pay-per-views this Sunday night at the Liacouras Center at Temple, where you'll be defending your title.
Yeah, this is our biggest pay-per-view of the year, and we couldn't have it in a better city. Philadelphia has always been a great wrestling town. We're glad to be back here, especially having our biggest pay-per-view here. And yeah, I'm in the main event against Bobby Roode, and I'm looking forward to having a match of the year honors.
Yeah, I have a feeling this will be the match of the year. Talk about your opponent a little bit. We're going to talk about you plenty, but your opponent is interesting for a huge pay-per-view, for a big title match. Here's a guy who really you are giving a major push to in this main event.
With Bobby?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? Bobby Roode has been around for quite some time. He's been a tag team wrestler most of his career. But his talent is really it's spectacular. He is probably one of the top 3 best wrestlers in the world right now. People don't realize how good he is because they just kind of took him as a tag team wrestler of beer money and never realized his talent as a singles wrestler. We knew it all along, and we knew it was just a matter of time before Bobby singled off and got his run, at least for the title. It doesn't mean he's going to beat Kurt Angle, but he is going to be in the main event at Bound for Glory, and this is his first one. So I'm happy for him because I know one thing for sure. We're going to have a really good match. I think we're going to have the match of the year, and we'll be able to tear the place down and have the fans enjoy it.
I can't wait. I want to go back to the first time I actually saw you perform, and this is crazy. I don't know if you remember the show or not, but it was the NWA 50th anniversary show. It was in a hotel ballroom at the Hilton Hotel in Cherry Hill, and you were one of 14 guys in a dojo battle royal that was won by Steve Williams. And all I can tell you is all day long.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, but I want to tell you, all I can tell you is that all day that day as I walked around, the buzz of that event was that there was this guy who was in the Olympics named Kurt Angle, and he's going to blow your mind. He's going to be the next big thing. He's going to be the big wrestling superstar in the next decade. And you hear stuff like that a lot, but in your case, it turned out to be true.
Thank God it did, but back then I didn't think I was really that good, and I do remember the event because I have a lot of respect for Steve Williams, who is a very highly successful amateur wrestler, and God rest his soul. I became good friends with him due to training with him some of the time, but that was that was a great event because I think it was actually my second or third wrestling event, and when I signed with WWE, so it was the WWF back then. But those are fond memories because I remember the camps were brutal, and we would go to these little tiny events, and maybe 100 people would show up, and it was crazy. But I remember Steve Williams win the main event.
Yeah, it was wild, and just to hear that buzz and then to actually see it come to fruition was cool for me as a fan to be there. And I know it's just maybe 3-4 months later you make your debut on WWF international television.
Yeah, I didn't expect to start that quickly, but I believe due to God forbid, but wrestlers have injuries, and Stone Cold was out, Undertaker was out. Shawn Michaels was gone. They started looking around, and there weren't a lot of guys to really choose from. And they were like, "What about the Olympic guy? Let's see if he's ready." And I kind of got thrown in the water, and at the same time, I thank Vince McMahon for having the the cojones to do that to me and give me the opportunity to see if I sink or swim. And thank God I swam.
Well, we all know about Vince's grapefruits, that's for sure. And
I know, really.
I'm glad you swam as well. And you talk about the injuries. What is and I want to talk about the injury leading into the Olympics. But what's the worst injury you've suffered in professional wrestling?
Well, again, I broke my neck 4 different occasions in pro wrestling. I have to say the ongoing neck injuries because there was a full year where I actually broke it three separate times. That was between 2003 and 2004. That was a really hard time for me. That was a very dark time for me because that's when I got addicted to the painkillers for about a year and a half due to that injury. And so it was that was probably the roughest and the toughest injury. What happened was I broke my neck wrestling Brock Lesnar, and then 6 months later he hit me over the head with a chair, broke my neck again, and then 5 months later I broke my neck doing a running belly to belly from the top rope at WrestleMania against Eddie Guerrero, and I landed on the back of my head, and it all happened within a year. So it was just a horrible year for me.
What's it like to get back in the ring and do the things that you're accustomed to doing, that your fans are accustomed to seeing? I mean, does that haunt you in the back of your head that you're facing that kind of injury every time you step through those ropes?
Not anymore. When I came to TNA, I got a little wiser. Not that I don't do crazy stuff every once in a while, but I'm a little more protective of my body, and my neck has not bothered me at all this past 5 years. I've really had a really good run, and it really doesn't. I don't have any symptoms anymore. I might have stiff neck every once in a while, but for the most part, my neck is fine. I've had some hamstring and groin problems, but as far as the neck, thank God, that's been holding up really well. That's no longer an issue.
Glad to hear it. And speaking of your neck, you won an Olympic gold medal in the Summer Games in 1996 in Atlanta with a broken neck.
Yeah. That was a very difficult time for me, very trying. A lot of praying, and a lot of Novocaine. So. Yeah, that was tough. I wanted to get cortisone shot into my neck so I couldn't feel, but that was an illegal substance. So I had a doctor come with me, and at the trials and at the games, he would shoot me 12 times in the neck with Novocaine and to numb it up so I wouldn't feel it. But about an hour and a half later, the pain was excruciating. So I had to do that, every match until I was done.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Was it hard to overcome in professional wrestling the stigma, as you even said earlier, as being the Olympic guy? I mean, I'm sure it opened doors for you, but it probably also gave you a little stigma as well. Was that tough to overcome and get past that?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I came in very, with humility, and I was very humble, and I kind of let guys carry me and show me, what to do, and I was very blessed to have guys like Undertaker and Triple H and The Rock and Stone Cold kind of teach me. I mean, people thought I knew what I was doing, and I really didn't. They were literally telling me what to do. So I have to give those guys a lot of credit for doing that for me, and that's how I learned. But yeah, I sure I looked great in the ring, and at the beginning not so great, but I got better and better. But it was because these guys were really making me look good. So that helped me a lot. And when you have a wrestler that can make another wrestler look that good, that just speaks volumes about the person that's doing it.
Absolutely. Hulk Hogan's been all over the media tour this week, promoting Bound for Glory and the fan event on Saturday here in Philadelphia. And first of all, I want you to know that we wanted to have the champ on this show, so I'm glad you chose us to come on and do an appearance with.
Oh, thank you. I'm actually excited about Hogan. I can't help it, but I grew up watching him, and to see him come back this last time, it just speaks volumes about the kind of person he is, because he doesn't have to do it. And he knows that it's not going to make him any bigger or more popular or better. He's actually doing this for the company and the condition he is in. It just shows that he's got he's loyal, and he's got to be pretty damn tough to go up against Sting, who's really been wrestling great lately. And have a match. Now I know he's not considering a wrestling match, but whatever physicality it's Hulk Hogan, and he's putting his body on the line one more time. I'm really impressed by it. I know a lot of people want to see it.
Absolutely, yours truly included. I can't wait. What was it like to be? You're the face of TNA wrestling, and a great roster with legends like Sting and of course the up and comers and guys who have so much talent, like your opponent on Sunday, Bobby Roode. But what was it like when you found out Hogan was coming to TNA, and then when he got there?
Well, I didn't really know Terry that well. I mean, we wrestled King of the Ring in, I believe, 2004, where, I was very surprised, but it was the only time in his career he ever tapped out. I was, very surprised and taken back because, like I said, I was a big fan of his. But we didn't really talk much. I was a little nervous, but when he came in, him and I, we clicked very well, and we were both on the same page. He knew I was the guy, and he wanted it to remain that way. And so we just kind of worked really good together as a team. And he gave me a lot of great advice. That's one thing about the guy. He knows the business just about better than anybody but Vince McMahon himself. And I think that's a lot of the reason why we brought him in.
It's funny. He was asked this week if there was one person's brain in the wrestling industry you'd like to have at TNA, and he actually said it was Vince, which I found ironic.
Yeah, well, I think anybody, but the thing is, it's kind of a catch-22. Vince is a genius, but at the same time, he's nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm going to throw some quick ones at you, rapid fire. Your favorite person to work with in the ring?
Oh man, I gotta pick one, huh?
You can pick a couple. Go ahead. I have time.
Be honest with you, this is what I'll do. I'll go with one in WWE and one in TNA, and I will say Shawn Michaels in WWE and AJ Styles in TNA.
Okay. I mean, we can watch AJ Styles in the ring and certainly see why you would say that. Why Shawn Michaels?
You know what? I just can't believe how good he is. If you don't know and you're not a really big fan of Shawn Michaels, if you go back and just watch tapes of him and what he has done and the matches he has had, and he just is a very consistent wrestler. When you have 5-star matches every single time you go out there, it's not easy to do that. And I think Shawn Michaels, a lot of people say that I have done that quite a bit, but I haven't even wrestled half the amount of time that Shawn Michaels has. So you can't really compare me to Shawn because he's been doing it for 25, 26, 27 years. Me, I'm going on my 12th year. So it's just amazing that he was able to do it for that long.
Yeah, I agree. And I think one of the other things about Shawn Michaels, and maybe you throw like Bret Hart in there, maybe a little Triple H as well, is those guys were around during the heyday of Hulkamania and Hulk and Andre
Right.
and WrestleMania, and it's so big. And then to be able to take really carry the industry on their backs from where it was so big worldwide and keep it going and sustain it. They really kept wrestling in the mainstream.
Yeah, they did, and they have a lot to do with it, and guys like Undertaker as well, who was really a leader for the last 15, 20 years in the WWE locker room. But yeah, they really do. They're all just incredible wrestlers. It's really hard for me to pick one. I never got a chance to wrestle Brad, but I wish I could have.
Yeah, I think wrestling fans would love to see that. That's a video game dream right there, right?
That's all it's gonna be, I guess.
What's your favorite title match?
Uh, you know what? I've had a lot of good ones with Brock Lesnar, with Eddie Guerrero, even with Austin and The Rock. But I'd say the first time we went Monday night, TNA went up against WWE with AJ Styles. Even though I lost, I thought that was one of my favorite title matches, especially because it was live and it was, the buzz was going on about obviously the ratings wars, which really wasn't much of a war, but it was just kind of cool to be able to go up against them and see how we did.
Absolutely. I mean, you can never understand, I mean, you can look at political elections and TV ratings and all, and I watch all the wrestling shows each and every week, and I just don't understand why you guys aren't killing the other guys. It makes no sense to me. It really doesn't.
You know what? I think we're starting to figure it out, but you got to remember, our company's under 10 years old, and we've been making a lot of drastic changes in the office and in the talent relations department, and even with talent. And what we're finding out is that we were starting to talk a little too much and wrestle a little bit too little. And now we're starting to slowly, kind of maneuver over to let the wrestling do the talking and let's be a wrestling show rather than just going out there and cutting promos all the time. And it's slowly starting to turn into that. I'd say by next year, we'll probably be 75% wrestling, which I think is going to be crucial for our company to get the higher ratings.
Who's name me a couple of wrestlers on the TNA roster who we should look for in the next year who are really going to come into prominence?
You know what? I would say, Bobby Roode, James Storm, Crimson, Matt Morgan, Amazing Red. There are so many that are going to be coming up here. Guys we haven't even utilized yet that are going to have a big future. So, I could probably name 15, 20 of them that you barely even saw on TV that we have on the roster. Our roster is really strong right now, and it's definitely the best roster. It's better than the other company right now. So we need to utilize them and do the best that we can with them.
Well, yeah, and I see that you guys are doing it, and I love the mix of the up-and-coming stars, and really some of these guys, the things they do in the ring are just revolutionary from what I'm seeing. Guys watched wrestling for literally 25 years, and of course mixed in with veterans and legends like yourself and Hogan and Sting and Ric Flair. It is a perfect mix, and you guys got it right. If I was the other guys, I'd watch out. 2012 could be a bad year for those guys and a good year for TNA.
Well, I hope it's a good year for everybody. But even the younger guys like Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, when they spring up into singles, I'm excited to wrestle all those guys. I can't wait because it's been so much Sting and so much Jeff Jarrett. I want the new, younger, fresh talent.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see it, and you're going up against one of those hot, young, fresh, talented wrestlers this Sunday at Bound for Glory, the Liacouras Center in Philadelphia, Bobby Roode, and I am so looking forward to the event tomorrow, and so looking forward to all of the matches Sunday night at the Liacouras Center, and really so grateful that you took the time to hang with us here on Coffee with Kahuna today. So enjoy your weekend in Philly. You're sort of back home, other side of the state, but we're glad to have
Yeah.
you back in Pennsylvania.
Thank you very much. I just want to say to all the fans out there, thank you. I hope you come to Bound for Glory, and don't forget to follow me at Angle Foods One on Twitter.
All right, there you go. What's that handle on Twitter, Kurt?
At Angle Foods One.
Angle Foods?
Yeah, I have a food company called Angle Foods.
Tell us about it, man. Free plug. Let us have it.
It's a company that I started about 2 years ago to help the ongoing problem of obesity and diabetes in America, and also for prevention. And it's basically a food company consisting of supplements and frozen foods that now that we are, thank God, we're in retail and grocery, and we're in supplement stores. I have Barn Dad Nutrition, which is a division of Angle Foods. I have Angle Foods, which is our frozen food, and basically it's fueled by Ultra Fiber DX, which helps you helps fat loss, helps you lose fat quicker than any product. It's been proven in studies. Lowers your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your cholesterol. It helps you regulate properly. It's just an incredible product. It's a 8-layer fiber matrix that was made in Germany by an incredible doctor who passed on last year, and his son took over. And we're the only distributors in North America, and it was the reason I started the company, because this product, we were able to infuse it in the foods, and it worked. It worked like a flower. It was incredibly well.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'll tell you real quick, a lifelong fat kid who in the last year and a half has lost about 70 pounds. So if there's anything I can ever do
God
for
bless you, man. That's wonderful. Yeah.
You
know what? Go to GNC or Vitamin Shop or High Health or APHIS Military Store and order Ultra Fiber DX. It's the best product on the market right now. You'll actually you'll lose more body fat, especially around your waist, than any product. It's an incredible product.
That's great, man. I stopped eating meat about 6 months ago, and since then, I haven't really lost any more weight. I feel better, but I can't seem to drop the weight because I think I'm just putting too many carbs in my body.
You know what? The cool thing about this is you really don't have to change your diet much. It kind of makes you it kind of raises your metabolism and the way you digest your food. This Ultra Fiber DX, I didn't change my diet, and I lost a lot of body fat. I lost 30 pounds. To prepare for the Olympic trials, I did it pretty quickly because of it. And a lot of people have been getting over the hump. A lot of people have been trying to lose body fat and weight. They start on this and had incredible results.
It's awesome. I love it. And seriously, if there's anything we can do for you here on this show to show you some love and help you promote it, by all means, please have TNA reach out to me.
You go order online at kurtanglefoods.com and check out the food that we have. We have pizzas that are incredible that help you lose fat, lose weight, gain muscle. They're very high in protein, high in fiber, and very, very low in the bad carbohydrate selection.
I love it. I love it. kurtanglefoods.com.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. There he is, TNA Impact Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Olympic gold medalist, and a guy who is going to just blow the roof off the Leah Center Sunday night, Kurt Angle. Thank you so much, Kurt.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.